Oh my god, geeks and gamers, it's me! I'm back! It's Jesse Milestone here. No, I didn't die. No, Jeremy and I don't hate each other. I was just traveling for many, many months, and now I'm back, and you can look forward to seeing me every Thursday on Geeks and Gamers talking about the stuff that we talk about. And today, we're going to talk about a fan film, a Star Wars fan film. No, we're not talking about Vader Shards of the Past. We've already talked about that. Everyone's already talked about that. This one is a little bit smaller in terms of production, but it's still a lot of fun nonetheless, and I want to bring all your attention to it. This film is called The Mask of Leia. It was written and produced by David Connellan, and as well as a team of wonderfully talented people. And it explores Princess Leia in the immediate aftermath of the original trilogy, the immediate falling out following Return of the Jedi. And it's a really fascinating story. It's a really fascinating take on everything, on the original characters and where they go from this moment, specifically delving into Leia's psyche. So it kind of, in the way that that Vader gets into the psyche of Anakin Skywalker immediately after he becomes Vaderified. This one does sort of a similar thing with Princess Leia, now that the rebellion has won and they're in a position to take over the galaxy, run the galaxy again. So I will warn you right away, this does not have the budget that Vader did. So there's some things that are you don't have the special effects that you have in Vader. It's all shot green screen pretty much, and with models. The costume work is exquisite. I mean, the costuming on everybody is really, really phenomenally done. Looks exactly like the originals. That's a lot of fun. It's beautiful. The model work is really neat. It's approximating original trilogy levels, but they definitely poured heart and soul into this. The same way that, I mean, it was made with the same passion. It's made by a real Star Wars fan. So it's a lot of fun. I personally am not thrilled with a lot of the acting. That's just me. I'm nitpicky like that. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. I thought a couple times, especially the guy who plays Han, for me, kind of tries too hard to do a Harrison Ford impression. Leia was okay. She stumbled into melodrama for me a few times. Luke has a smallish role, but I love their Luke, actually. Their Luke is really good. He was my favorite recasting of the old characters. And then there's some fun side people that don't really do a whole lot, but those guys I thought were all fine. So like I said, I'm not in love with the acting. It's not the greatest thing ever. Now, I will say that this was also shot over 5 days, separated by a period of time, because I guess the original project was done in 3 days. It was 5 minutes. It was submitted for a film contest, and the director wanted to go back and revisit some elements and flesh it out a little bit more. So they added 2 more days of shooting to round out the world a little bit and give us the film that there is today. In terms of though, I guess, passion, it's all there. In terms of story, it's very interesting to me how he wanted to delve into Leia's past, as well as, and so some of the events that we don't think about or we don't see. It really brings to light this person who has been through so much. I mean, it highlights the psychological scarring from having been tortured by the man she found out was her father, by watching her entire homeworld get completely blown up, by being tortured and forced into sex slavery by Jabba the Hutt, presumably being tortured on Cloud City, which is an interesting line. That's, the director said this was something that really sparked his interest in telling this story, was when they're on Bespin and she says, "Why are they doing this to us? We see Han get tortured. We don't see what happens to Leia. So what's going on there, you know?" And so it's really interesting. He takes, the director takes an approach that some people may or may not like or agree with, which has to do with Leia's relationship with the Force. So that's sort of the interesting thing that you're either going to find fascinating or hate because, oh my God, it's not true to the character or whatever. But it definitely reimagines the aftermath in a way that's a lot more dystopian, I think, than what we usually get. Like a lot of the post-Jedi lore that's out there, you kind of have a period where everything's kind of going okay. You know, Han and Leia get married, they have kids, they start a family, and then things start to go sour again. We kind of jump in, you know, with their kids when everything gets crazy again. So this one just dives right into the fact that we just finished a massive war. And here are people who have who are dealing with the fallout of that, who are dealing with the ways that battle and fighting and death has affected their lives, their mental state, and their relationships. So I think it's a really fun, fantastic exploration. And I really want everyone to check it out. There's a link below. If you don't like links, just type in The Mask of Leia on YouTube and you'll find it. And irrespective of the fact that this is not, A+ Hollywood cinema quality, it is important that we're sharing these stories with each other. It's important that we're telling these stories, because that's how we keep Star Wars alive now. I mean, that's what it is. I'm starting to brainstorm my own kinds of stories, the stories I want to tell in the Star Wars universe, because the reality is we can't ever undo what Disney did, but that doesn't mean we should just give up and walk away. I've heard a lot of people, some people that just insist Star Wars is dead. And it's not. Star Wars will never die as long as there are people like us, people like David Connellan, who's been a Star Wars fan since he was 9 years old, and this has been his life. People like me who eat, breathe, live Star Wars every day. This is how we keep it alive, by telling the stories that interest us, by exploring the characters that we find fascinating, by building more people and more events and more ideas in this world that we love and adore. As long as we do that, Star Wars is alive and Star Wars belongs to us, and it always will. So guys, please check out The Mask of Leia. Leave your comments on it, share it with your friends, let the filmmaker know what you thought, love, hate the ideas, etc. If you're any filmmakers out there who have any tips for him, I'm sure he'd appreciate that as well. But just love on this universe, and love on the people in it, love on the people who are staying true to Star Wars and creating more stories. So that's what I want to share with you guys today. I hope you check out The Mask of Leia. I hope you enjoy it. And you will catch me here every Thursday now on Geeks and Gamers. If you need more of me in your week, you may always find me on Mindless Entertainment, yelling my head off about all sorts of things. So it's great to be back. It's wonderful to be here. It was so much fun being part of the 24-hour live stream, and I look forward to connecting with all of you forever and ever and ever. Bye.